Hi guys, this is a Ravenclaw What If. Welcome back to a What If story. I think this is like part 4, I believe. I think it's 4. What if Izuku Midoriya had Foxfire? I'm gonna run some, little information I want to talk about before we begin our What If. Now, I'm going to focus on this What If until it's done, until it gets to the overall arc, until like the end of season 3, because I haven't seen the overall arc. So all my What Ifs will stop after the All Might and One for All fight until I catch up with the rest of the anime. And when I get that done, with get all the What Ifs to that point, except what if female Deku was born in a Vault-Tec vault, because that doesn't follow canon whatsoever. It's my own version of Fallout series through UA characters. So as that said, and what else? I was going to. Oh yeah, and now a lot of you, I've got a couple comments over the time I've been doing What Ifs why I don't ship Araka and Midoriya or Deku. I don't like following, the typical generic ships, but I will do one, at least one, in the future when I do a What If. Normally when I do ships, I usually ask for what you guys want to see, and the one that gets the most votes is usually the one I ship with. So we'll get that out of the way. That said, we're gonna continue our story as after that incident with him crushing the UA disc that he got from the entrance exam in his hand. As they go the next day. They go to Inko's funeral because that was his mother. So as the ceremony is going through. The whole wake about burying Inko, and Deku is just sitting there with Kinade. All Might's there, of course, because that's his successor, and as like Izuku, I'll give you time. As All Might and Kinade walks away as she's shaking her head because she's very concerned about Izuku's mental state because he's on she knows he's on the revenge path. So if he ever come across Asashi, dude's gonna die. So as Mina was there, as she hugs him from behind. It's like, I'm so sorry, Izuku. As she's hugging him behind, and he kind of breaks down a little bit. It's the only time he'll show emotion. He'll only show emotion with Mina, as he breaks out, and she hugs him, gets from behind him and hugs him, and she's holding his head like, it's alright, Izuku, it's alright. As that happens for about an hour. As he says, thank you, Mina. As I'll see you at school. I'll see you at UA. Because she told him, like, he knows that she's going to UA. So like this real fast. So the weeks pass. I don't know, like, let's say it was like 2 week before they start UA, and Izuku spends his time training like hard. As he works on a new move. I like to give him this one. So he's been able to manipulate his green fire into a whip. So a little more extra stuff for him. So because he has a fire manipulation, so I figured with all that training, with his Quirk his whole life, and with One for All, I think that would be able to he would be able to do that if Endeavor could throw freaking fire spears, javelins. But enough about that. And I know Inko's telekinesis doesn't work that way in the last part. I just thought it was a really cool scene, so I put it in there. I forget what they call it, but let's just say her quirk is a mixture between telekinesis and that. So, get that plot hole out of the way. As Izuku, goes ready to start his first day of UA, as Kenny's like, Izuku, we need to talk. He's like, I know what you're planning. It's not going to end well. Killing your father, as much as I want to see him dead, once you kill someone, you will never be the same. As Izuku's like, I understand, Auntie, but he needs to die. Eye for eye, blood for blood. As he walks off, he's like, oh, damn it. Guess I'm going to have to keep an eye on the boy. She decided not to, tell the other teachers because, she doesn't want to cause more drama. He's like, I was going to tell the other teachers, but I think I should keep this to myself for now. The boy's been through enough. As, he's walking to, UA. Mina waiting for him in the front gate. She's like, Izuku. She rushes over. And she's like, Mina, what are you doing here? I was waiting for you. Come on. And try to be friendly. As he doesn't say anything. So, as they see the big door, the big door to the class 1A. She's like, well, that's a big door. Izuku's like, yeah, I guess. As he pushes through, he sees Ida and Bakugo yelling because he has his foot on the desk. He's like, how dare you disrespect the school property? You're disrespecting that people that became before us and UA in general. And Paco's like, shut up, nerd. You have a stick up your ass. Like, were you, who put that stick up your ass? Were you born with that? That's, it's like, as Paco's like, you better shut up before I kill you. And he's like, how dare you threaten your own classmate? And he's like, whatever. As he sees Izuku. As he doesn't say anything because he knows of, his mother's death. So he looks down a little bit because, he might not like Izuku, but, him and his family are close. So that happens. And Ida goes, oh, yeah, you must be that kid I saw at Amsterdam. He's like, I congratulate you for finding the hidden meeting in a test. As he walks past him, I'm not here to make friends. As he walks past, sits in the back of the room, like the far right corner of the room. Just sits by himself as he flips open the book and starts reading. This book on war strategies, because he's still on the warpath though. As that continues. As Mina says, I'm sorry, Ida, was it? Yeah, I'm Mina. Ashido, I think it was. Yeah, I think it's Ashido. Like, I'm sorry about Izuku. He's going through some issues right now. I'm still working on, I'm still working on him, so just give him some time. He's not a bad guy. A little moody, but doesn't show much emotion, but it's a work in progress. As she smiles. She's like, all right, I'm going to go sit with Izuku. As, and she sits there quietly. As she's like, Izuku, are you all right? And, she smiles at him. And he's like, yeah, I'm fine. All right. As everyone gets in, as normal, as Izawa comes out of his sleeping bag like a cattle pitter. He's like, it took you far too long. It took you about 20 minutes to shut up. It's like, everyone's like, who are you? You're not, like, I'm sorry, sir. Edith's like, but UA doesn't allow bums here. And, he's all, getting upset. It's like, just for that remark, we're going to do a Quirk assessment test, and the person that gets the last place gets expelled. As they're like, you can't do that, and you're not even a teacher. And he's like, excuse me. As Izuku's like, his name is the Razorhead. He's a hero. And, he shuts back up and puts his book, he closes his book and puts it gently on the table, on his desk. And it's like, thank you, young man. At least one of you have sense. No, this is how we're going to do it. We're doing a Quirk assessment test. It's like, but what about orientation? He's like, you're in a hero school. I have full control of my classroom. If I wanted to, I could expel this whole classroom if I don't show if you students don't show any promise. Sorry. Sorry about that. As that said, see, this is the hero school. We have higher standards. If you want to go to rotation, you should apply to a regular high school. As he's like, yes, you'd be wearing these. As Izuku gets up, grabs it, and leaves. They're still arguing. And he's always like, I suggest you follow, that student's, lead. At least one of you, has a brain. As, all that happens. And, they're getting in their room. Not in the room. Getting into the gym. Not gym, the locker room for, men's. As, Izuku's like, I forget his name. Oh, darn it, what his... Red Riot guy. I keep forgetting his name. I don't really use him a whole lot in my what if, so I gotta, make sure I remember his name. But, I'll fix that, in the next what if. I'll remember his name or the next part, whatever. As he's like, dude, he's like decent build, not bulky, but he's fit like an athlete. He's like, you're pretty decent, you should probably work out more. And he's like, I don't need to work out. This is perfect for I'm a fast-paced fighter, not a blubbering Hulk, like, blubbering meathead. Don't need that sort of muscle weighing me down. As, he sees Mineta, peeking in the girl's locker room with his little hole. As he grabs Mineta and throws him against the locker. She's like, and you. My first day and I already don't like you. I don't like perverts. As he burns the locker next to him and mud at his face. Next time you do this, that's going to be your head. As, let me pause it for a second. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. As he releases it and, melts the hole with his hand. As he walked out, and, we'll go to the girls' perspective. They're like, Jiro's like, okay, I just want to make sure my thing was still recording. It's like, Jiro's like saying, like, that fox boy is quite interesting. I was about to, do something to that perv, but he beat me to it. As, Mina's like, yeah, that's Izuku Midoriya. Oh, you know each other. As you're like, so, you're dating him? As, she's blushing a little bit. She's like, no, nothing like that. Do kind of like him, but I haven't said anything. Right now, it's not a good time for what happened. And she looks down. She's still sad over, Ingo's death. And they're like, Momo's like, what's wrong? That name sounds familiar. As Momo clicks it, as, she, goes over to Mina. It's like, it's alright. I know, like, yeah, she figures it out, and she's like, please don't spread that around. But, he's having a hard time as it is. He's trying to distance himself from everyone, especially me, and I don't want that. And she's like, it's alright, Mina, was it? Yeah, I'm Mina Ashida. Nice to meet you. I'm Momo Yadarozu. As, they're bonding, friendship. So, as, Izuku's out there still waiting for the rest of the class. And, Araka, talks to Mina. He's like, I don't think Izuku, what's his name? I don't think he likes me very much. And, he saved my life, but, he didn't seem like he was interested in talking to me at all. And she's like, don't take it personally. He's going through some things, some personal things. He'll hopefully he'll break out of that. He'll most likely apologize. If not, I'll make him apologize. So she smiles. As Baraka, it's a little bit early because, she thinks that he totally hates her. That's how he reacted to her. So, as that goes on, we're going to do the Quirk assessment test now. As, as I said before in classroom, the last place in his test will get expelled. And it's like, all right. And he's like, Izuku Midoriya. Toss the ball. Throw the ball. This is a test. This is just a demonstration, but, you got first place, so you get to go first. As he's like, very well, sensei. As he uses, like, about, let's say he uses, like, he doesn't go full powers, one for all. So he uses maybe, like, 10%. That's enough for him. So he throws it. As his hands, started, conducting a little bit of electricity. As he throws the ball, as Izawa, hits his little meter bar. It's like, very impressive, Midoriya. Now, let's go to the rest of the test. So, he does, I don't want him to get first in all things. Araka is going to get first place in the ball throw because she has infinite. Because, I could probably have Midoriya go, throwing out in space, but I don't. Let's give Araka some, some shine. So, they do the strength test. Izuku comes first in that because, he has the Quirk and he has more control over it. So, he beats Jubilo Arms. I think that, yeah, he would have first place in canon in first place, but in long jump, Izuku will, let's just say he wins that too, because, it makes sense, because, he could do basically what a Fox could do. His, all his natural abilities are heightened to a extreme degree. The running, let's say Ida beats him because he didn't, use any full cowling. He doesn't know full counting yet, but he didn't really take that seriously. He just like, whatever. So let's just get him second place. What was it? Side-to-side steps. Izuku gets second. I'm give Mineta, I guess. Hate that guy, but I guess I'll give him, his canon score. Long jump, race, side to side. I'm trying to think of if there's any more, because it's been a while since I've seen that part. I know I'm missing something. Oh well, he gets second place in the rest of the stuff if I miss something. And I know I didn't do that in order. So they go to the ball throw, as yeah, because that whole scene where they're talking about the corks, that happened when Izuku, they were excited, but they were a little bit more, not loud about it. So let's just go that way. So, as Izawa wasn't going to spell anyone, he's like, this class has shown promise. So I won't expel anyone this time. As Momo, like, thinking, like, I knew he wouldn't expel anyone. As, she's thinking that. And we go to, I think we're going to do the, yeah, I think we're going to go do the hero versus villain. Get that out of the way. So this video might be a little bit longer. So, yay. And also, I'll upload another one when I get off work later tonight. Like, I get off at 8, so the video should be up by at least 10 or 11. So, my time. So, as everyone's sitting down, don't fear, I am here. Like, I like doing this line instead of what he says in canon. It's like, walking in like a regular person. As he's, they're like, oh my. Izuku's not an All Might, like, fanatic, but, he acknowledged All Might. As he, nods his head, as All Might smiles. All right, today, I'm, special treat today. I'm going to be, helping Izawa, raise your head over here, in your next lesson. We'll be doing heroes versus villains. As that goes on. He's like, I will explain the rules. You'll be separated in 2 teams in different brackets in a testing ground. As sorry, the building, whatever. It's a stupid thing. Sorry about that. And the heroes are either to capture the villains or capture the bomb. And villains either defeat the heroes and milk the time limit. And both sides will have rescue tape, the capture tape. As here's your hero suits. Everyone gets their hero suits. I don't know what Izuku would wear. Maybe something like more like a freaking kimono, like in the picture. So that's something like that. Because I don't think he's a fox, so he wouldn't wear his canon. Because I believe the canon hero suit for Midoriya looks like a rabbit a little bit. So no, I'm not doing that. Nor will he have his mask, unfortunately. But it just wouldn't fit his character look. So as they get ready for the battle test, it's going to be, they pick out in the box, it's going to be Bakugo, Koski, Ida Tenya as the villains, and Bakugo smiling because he wants to fight Midoriya. So, and it's Izuku, Midoriya and Arako Choco. And the rest of the people in what they have in canon. So everyone's watching because Izuku's up next. As we're going to cut to Bakugo and Ida. He's like, Ida's scared because, the way he interacted with him and how powerful he is. As Ida's like, so what do you have a plan? Do you have a plan, Bakugo? He's like, I don't need a plan from an extra. I'll take care of Midoriya. You handle the girl. As soon as it starts, I'm rushing off. You guard the bomb. You're suited for that at least. Fast foot. As Bakugo goes off. And we'll go to Araka and Deku. Araka's not really talking. As Midoriya's like, alright. You have a plan? Like, I have a couple ideas, but I want to hear yours at least. This is a test after all. I take tests very seriously. So, he's not being really friendly towards anyone, but he will cooperate with his own teammate because, it's a test and he's not going to get, bad grade even with all the dramas going on. And she's like, not really. And she's like, so what exactly is your quirk? Araka, was it? She's like, yeah, 0 gravity. I have to touch someone, but the drawback is it makes me nausea. So he's like, how many times can you use it? It's like, only a couple. And it's like, all right. And she's like, what is your quirk? And he's like, oh yeah, it's a mutation / fire base. It's very potent, as that's all he says. And he's like, all right, I got a plan. I'll handle Bakugo, because the little explosion boy will most likely come after me, because he loves to fight. I think I'm going to have to give him a little reminder what happens when you face me. Like we were in middle school. And she's like, you two know each other? Yeah, he's a little hothead. He used to pick on me when I was little, but enough about, useless information that has no bearing on this mission, on this test. You go, find Ida, know where the bomb located is, but don't engage. No, we'll work on Ida together. That's because Ida's quite fast. Yeah, she agrees. Like, if anything, goes wrong, contact me on your earpiece, and we'll plan accordingly. As Araka goes off, does her own thing, and Bakugo, rushes through with all Izuku hears is a big explosion. She's like, deku. As Midoriya's like, huh, Bakugo, come to get your ass kicked again? As, Izuku smirking. Because, as, Mina sees that, and she's like, oh crap, this is not going to be good. As, it's different from the smirk that he gave her when he saved her, so it's a more of a dangerous smirk. As Momo's like, so do those two know each other? Yeah, apparently Bakugo is a school bully and bullied Izuku majority of his life. I don't know all the details. He doesn't really talk about the past too much, but this is going to get really heated up. And she's like, heated up? What do you mean? He has a part of his quirk is fire, as small pause. I don't know what to change Todoroki. I'm just gonna make her into a female because I can. It's not gonna be ship. It's more easier for me to do that way. I got more custom doing a female Todoroki, so I think I'm just gonna stick with female female shows from now on because apparently I like to do it. So enough that me ranting about that. As she looks at Mina. It's like fire. She's getting could he be like, a love child of, a Dever? Her own father. That's what she's thinking. That she's paying attention to, Now, Todoroki's, her personality, she's basically been called the Ice Queen because, she's cold. So I'm thinking about making them, I have something planned for them. It's not going to be a romance thing, but it's up and I have planned. So, as they begin their fight, as Bakugo's like, die! As, he goes in for one of those explosions. As Midoriya does, sidesteps. Why he sidesteps? He kicks him in the stomach as he goes flying against the wall. They're still outside the building, as he goes into the building now because he crashed right through the wall. As, Izuku cracks his neck. He's like, same old Bakugo. All brains, no bronze. Pathetic. Can't believe you're Aunt Mitsuki's son. At least Aunt Mitsuki has a brain. It's like, leave my mother out of this, Deku. You mutation freak. As, he goes to pull his pins. One of his pins. And he's like, dodge this. As, All Might's like, Bagokoski, that's far too dangerous. He's like, he won't die if he dodges. As he decides to pull both his pins instead of one. He's like, I'll pull both of them. Just the extra power. As, he think it's Howler Impact. So that's what he's doing. As Izuku smiles. He's like, oh, getting serious for once. Let's see how this ends up for you, Bakugo. Or should I say, Kachan? As he gets upset about that. He's like, stop calling me that. As, he unleashes the fire. As Izuku does, he gets hit back. Oh, he gets hit through a couple of walls through the building. So as he's like, interesting. He's still hurt from the impact. Not so much from the explosion, but just from the impact itself. So as, part of his suit is a little bit charred. As he begins glowing, his his green eyes starts glowing bright green as he shifts into the fox form. A bigger version. About size of, a massive. Like his normal size. He could, decrease or increase to a certain degree. As he hears, a howl. Not a howl, but, sees him blitz him. And she's like, what the hell? As, Izuku freaking grabs his gauntlet and breaks it with his jaw because he's biting onto it. As he rips it off his hands and kicks his back hind legs as Bakugo goes straight through, like implanted to the wall. as Izuku goes in for a fire breath. He inhales in his fox form as he goes in for a fire blast as it hits Bakugo straight on as he goes through a couple more other rooms as Izuku de-transform, and everyone is shocked by that. Even Floppy. They're like, I didn't know he could transform. I knew he had a mutation quirk, but I didn't know he could, it was a transformation quirk. And, Mina's like, yeah, his quirk is kind of unfair. He could do so much with it. I was training with Izuku before, we went to UA. And, everyone takes notice of this. And, Mina is far more stronger in this and canon, so the whole, surfing acid thing she does, she really knows how to do that. So, gotta, give her some OP ability. So, let's make her a little bit stronger. And her acid's far more stronger than what is in canon. So, she has more better control of it. So, okay, let's continue. As Izuku, walks slowly to Bakugo. Are you still conscious, Kachan? As he's like, bastard. As he goes in for a punch, his one gauntlet is destroyed. He has enough juice in the left one as he pulls the pin. Before he pulls the pin, he grabs Bakugo's wrist by the gauntlet and point it towards his chest. As he's like, you like pulling pins, do you? Allow me to help. As he grabs his other hand, made him pull his own pin, as Bakugo gets flying back with his own gauntlet, as he gets knocked out. As everyone sees that was quite dirty and mean. It's like, Jesus. Mina's like, that's quite brutal. And he's like, thank God I didn't have to face him on this test. As everyone's agreed, even I forget his name, Karamari, whatever. But the Ice Queen Shoto's like, quite impressive actually. As everyone took notice of this. He's like, Mina's like, what do you mean? He's like, he used his own opponent weapon against him. That's quite interesting. As she's paying attention to this whole exam, because she sees Izuku as a major threat now, with all his abilities that he's shown so far. As he gets to Araka, and she's freaking out because she doesn't know what to do, and she's like, Izuku, I found the bomb. As she reports, as he goes, he transforms again and climbs up the walls, like a fox, to get there faster. He's not climbing exactly on the walls the whole time, but he's jumping on the stairs and using the wall to go around the corner, because those stairs are like a diagonal wide. So you know what the stairs look like in the building. So let's make it look cooler that way. So Araka sees the fox. She's like, what the hell is that? And she didn't see this yet. I don't think she saw him transform into fox yet. I think she did, but she's still freaked out. That kind of scared the shit out of her. She's like, "Is that you? Is that you, Izuku?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's me." As he's able to talk through his fox form. He's like, "All right. So what is Ida doing?" He's like, "What is that speeder doing?" He's rambling on about being a villain and getting into a role apparently. As he's like, as Ida's like, "Yeah, you heroes can't get this bomb. I'll blow this whole building up." As that goes on. As he's like, all right, Araka, I'll go in for the distraction. You go behind Ida and use your quirk. Then we'll go for the bomb. As Izuku used the fire blast to blast through the door. As Ida's like, oh, there you are, hero. You can't defeat me. All villain like. I don't know what he actually says, but it's quite hilarious for Ida, because he got really into that whole character wise. So he's like, as he goes in for they're fighting as Ida is going for his Exibro burst as he's missing because he's trying to hit a fox that has 9 tails that his tails are on fire. So as Izuku swaps one of his tails across his face as Ida goes flying, as he just like coughing up a little bit of blood because that was quite a strong force. As he's like, hey, that's all you got, hero? As he goes for another burst, try to speed towards him, then use a burst to get momentum. As he's flying. As Araka comes in, behind him. As he gets when he dodges the zero burst, he's facing the wall. As Araka touches him because she was waiting for the moment to strike. So he gets floating up in the air. He's like, "Let me down. This is not fair." He can't do it. He's trying to do his burst as he goes flying out the door, like out the window. So he's done for. So he's knocked out from the impact from the floor because I figured, I think it's like a 3-story building, maybe 4. I'm not totally sure. As Araka and touched the bomb. He's like, "Hero team wins." As Mina, smiling. She's like, "I knew you could do it." He was a little more brutal than I wanted him to do, but at least he didn't kill anyone yet. As everyone does, the canon. Everyone did their fight in their canon, and everyone gets their criticism from All Might as he goes to Bakugo. He's like, "You did it right, young man, but you need to keep your temper in check. That could get you killed." And Ida Tenya, you need to use a lot more strategy involved in your fights. As he goes to Araka, he's like, "You did very well. Excellent teamwork. Even though your Quirk wasn't suitable for this, but with your partner, you came up with a decent strategy. And Izuku Midoriya, what do I say about you? Oh, very good strategy. A little too brutal, but still a good job nonetheless. You should probably hold back just a little bit." As he agrees. Just because it's All Might, because he's not an All Might fan, but like I said, but he respects it. He respects All Might's opinion above everyone else. After the time they spent together training and everything. So we're gonna probably stop it there. Hope you guys have a good night and day, judging by time zones. All right, bye.